Hey race fans, it's Ben Duthridge with Sprint Car News today. We're going to be recapping the action from last weekend as we get set for this weekend. Talking about 360s and 410s winged assortment of those sprint cars. We'll get into it after these messages. Dave's Home Supply specializes in cabinets, flooring, and countertops. Visit their website at daveshomesupply.com to look at products, services, financing, and even a free estimate. This broadcast is brought to you by Meat Freaks Jerky Club. Get the best jerky the world has to offer straight to your door by visiting meatfreaksjerkyclub.com. Pick your box and plan, tell them where to ship, and receive and enjoy. Log on to meatfreaksjerky.com and use promo code SPEED. Are you looking for bookkeeping, payroll, or income tax services? Then check out the folks at For You Simple Bookkeeping. They are a licensed tax preparer throughout the entire United States. For more information, click on the link in the description. We'll kick off the program talking about Grays Harbor Raceway in Elma, Washington last Saturday, July 1st. It was their mid-season championship night. TJ Hartman racing for the Dunlap family would score a huge win for the Puyallup Racer as well as for that team. Jay Cole was second, Eric Rockwell third, Jeff Dunlap fourth, and John Stewart fifth. Victory Lane audio is courtesy of Grays Harbor Raceway TV.
Okay, TJ, we haven't seen you in a race car in how long?
I was at this show last year. Thank you to Jeff, Dan. Man, these guys you've seen it. They put a great race together.
Are we going to see you more? Are you getting more races? We need to see you more, man. You're fun to watch.
I would be lying if I said that I don't miss this, right? I went like a 7-year stretch without being in a car.
I know. You're the So Good graphics guy, right?
Yeah.
That keeps you busy, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
this is amazing. I can't thank these guys enough. And
what's their last win?
Oh, it probably was it's probably back in 2014.
So we can safe to say this is the first win as a dad, right?
This is the first win as a dad.
All right. Look at that. This is going to be an awesome victory lane. Okay, TJ, let's hear your sponsors real quick. I know you got some, obviously the Dunlaps help you out. Let's hear other sponsors you got.
Yeah, A-Tech Logistics, Webski, Shark Racing Engines. Jeff and Dan, like I said, I can't thank them enough. Really good friends. They're just good people, and to trust me to run one of these cars, they're expensive, and I miss this.
Tell Dan we need more races for you. More races.
We'll see.
All right.
Top 5 in points after the midseason championship. Jay Cole leads. He's got 2 wins on the year. Jeff Dunlap is second. John Stewart third. Tim Martin and Dana Glenn is the rest of the top 5. Next time the 360s are back in action will be July 22nd. Skagit Speedway had the 410s back in action after the Jim Raper Memorial Super Dirt Cup, and Trey Starks earned his 4th 410 win of 2023. Colby Thornhill was the runner-up. Cam Smith finished 3rd. Austin Wheatley 4th, and Luke Didick rounded up the top 5. Got a chance to phone up Trey Starks about his yet another win at Skagit this season.
Yeah, just another good night with the 410. We've been really good at local shows this year in the 410. Obviously 4 for core. It was a little bit different than usual. We actually didn't qualify that good. Nothing particular. I just think I messed up both my laps. So we ended up qualifying 4th quick, which put us on the pole of the heat. So we got to win the heat to get into the dash. And then unfortunately pulled the 6th for the dash, but we were actually able to navigate pretty well. We went 6th to win it, which put us on the pole. And got the lead on the start and just kind of, I wouldn't say cruised from there, but didn't really have too many issues, except for what was kind of odd. We got 2 white flags. So I think there was a miscommunication up in the tower, and the white flag got thrown on lap 24. And then we actually got a green flag. They realized that there was a mistake, so they actually threw a green flag after the white. Well, I mean, from my experience, any flag that's not the caution flag after the white is automatically the checkered. In my mind, I think that's probably the first time I've ever seen a flag after the white that's not the checkered. So I just assumed that the race was over. So I took another lap like I usually do, especially if we were in lap traffic, and then took my cool down lap. And then as I started to slow down, I kind of realized that the green lights were still on, the lap cars were still running hard. So I obviously came to the realization that, hey, this race isn't over. So we got back on the hammer and ran another 2 laps or so and got the real white and the real checkered. But that was definitely puzzling for me for sure. I don't think I've ever really experienced something like that. But in the end, we ended up still having a good enough lead to stay out in front. And we had good speed pretty much all night. So, I'm really, really happy with how last weekend went.
Well, and another opportunity to get some good track time because, Dirt Cup's over, but, you guys still have the Outlaw weekend coming up in a couple months. And then also the big show coming up the weekend before Summer Nationals.
Yeah, for sure. It's, like you said, Dirt Cup's the biggest race of the year, but Outlaws is right there with it. Actually, it's probably tough to decide which one's more important. Obviously, one pays more than the other, but one of the big ones is over, and we kind of accomplished what we wanted to, but not really. The wheels kind of fell off, literally and figuratively, on the final night. We view it as one of our few chances left to get more laps and build the notebook for the 10,000 to win show here in a couple weeks, and then obviously Outlaws. So any time you can get on the track is really valuable, and we're gonna see if we can keep improving our program to, like I said, be ready for when the Outlaws come back through, and then that big 10,000 to win show here in a couple weeks.
Well, awesome. And people that you want to thank that support the 55 operation.
Yeah, for sure. My whole crew, which is me, my brother, my dad, my grandpa, my fiance Allie, obviously, Dallas Melby and Hunter Bradeen have been a huge help here in the last couple weeks, especially. We broke 2 rear ends during Dirt Cup. Broke one on Friday and one on Saturday, and so we had a pretty late night on Thursday night and Friday night of last week, trying to scab some rear ends together and rebuild some stuff. So, and everybody's got day jobs, so it makes it even more difficult when you only got a few hours of the evening to work on everything. So, big support from them. Obviously, my few sponsors: TNC Concepts, AL Driveline, Newland Bar Service, FK Shocks, Melby Fab and Truck Repair, Rusty Bradeen Trucking. There's a few more of them on there, but it's pretty much every sponsor that's on the car is either at the racetrack on race night or here in the shop during the week. So couldn't do without all those guys, and we really appreciate what they do for us.
Trey Starks is the trailblazer in the point standings with 4 wins on the season. Jason Solwald second, Jesse Schlotfeld third, Cam Smith fourth, and Luke Didick is the top 5. Next time that the 410s are in action at Skagit Speedway will be July 22nd. They'll have 360 sprints in action this Saturday, July 8th. On Saturday, July 1st, the Douglas County Dirt Track was in competition. Kinzer Cox of Cresswell would pick up the victory. Tyler Thompson was runner-up. Garen Linder was third. Carly Holmes fourth. And Tony Gomes made the trip up from Central California to finish in 5th. Victory Lane audio is courtesy of FastFour Media.
Way to go. Kinzer Cox, you're finally a winner this season. You guys have been close a lot of times this year. Several top 5s in some limited starts this year, but to get a 360 win with the wing on, got to feel awesome.
Yeah, we've been struggling a little bit the start of our season here, and we're just getting back going, kind of where we left off last year. And Car's good, and we're just excited to keep rolling forward like this.
Like in the heat races, top of the racetrack was pretty dominant, and then all of a sudden it seemed like there was some rubber coming in the middle. You had a 2-second lead on Tyler. He closed in, blew past you, but you didn't panic. You kept your cool and looked like you found it maybe in a little bit better of a spot and was able to motor around him.
Yeah, you're kind of a sit and duck out there in the front, and I felt like I had a lot of speed where I was at. I could smell the rubber, but just wasn't sure where it was at. I started cheating a little bit on entry, and I thought I could feel something, but I never knew where it was at until he showed his nose and actually got by me going down the front chute. But once we turned it down, got it in the rubber, it was lights out.
Only a couple stoppages tonight, both unfortunately for red flag incidents, but a time for you to kind of gather yourself and possibly regroup. Did those play an advantage for you?
Not really. I mean, when you're just out sitting in the front, it kind of can hinder you more than anything. We're just glad that Steven and Tanner walked away and they were good.
Folks you want to thank, I know you got a good core of people that help you on this ride as well as sponsors, especially in this southern part of the state.
Yeah, I got to thank FM Sheet Metal, Vanderstool Trucking, Bates Construction, Full Circle Tree Service, BC Motorsports. I got to thank the Sign Factory. Sorry about that. Commercial Air. I got to thank South Valley Plumbing, just all the guys that put time into this car. Coburg Distillery, SDMF, Bronson Construction, Uncultured, just everybody. Tom Smith Fiberglass. It takes a whole army to get this car to the racetrack. And also a shout out to Steven and AP Motorsports for giving us a truck to get here tonight.
Well, and tomorrow night, what's the verdict? Are you guys running Medford and try and maybe click off another win?
We're going to make the jaunt there, yeah, and always hoping to win.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow night. Great job. Kinzer Cox out of Cresswell in car number 1K.
The next night, Sunday, July 2nd, Southern Oregon Speedway hosted 360 competition. Tanner Holmes of Jacksonville would win. It is his second win of the season at the facility in 2023. Tony Gomes was the runner-up, Kinzer Cox third, Garen Linder fourth, and Steven Snotter made up the rest of the top five. Victory Lane audio is courtesy of Speed Union TV.
Tanner Holmes out of Jacksonville. You started dead last, lap number 19, able to get the lead from Kinzer Cox. A marvelous job of driving.
Absolutely. That was a really fun race. I feel like, some people would look at the results and, see a smaller field of cars, but that was just as difficult as most of them. No yellows. Racetrack was pretty fast around the top, but I still was able to move around and slide cars in 3 and 4. And, everyone got so spread out. Starting that far back, it's hard to make ground, and you at one point stall out. And, I think at one point Kinzer was probably over a quarter lap ahead. So just had to reel him in and run a good race. And sure enough, we got to him before it was too late.
It looked like the top was pretty tricky, and if you just went over the cushion a little bit, you could get your car sucked up into the wall. And you, Tony, and Kinzer were all right there, and sort of like a Formula One DRS train.
Yeah, I don't know if those guys were just a little tight, but my car was good enough to where I could drive in hard, and I was just as good on lap 25 as I was on lap 1. It's easy on a track like that to get tired and start to make mistakes, but for me, I was just buried in 3 and 4, could make up ground, and even started kind of running a little bit different in 1 and 2, where I was a little lower than them, and they would kind of lose speed down the backstretch, and that's where I could slide them. So just happy to get this win. Last night I was the bonehead in the fence, upside down, and so I figured I owed my team back to be in victory lane.
I was going to say, a big statement needed to be made for you in this team. You guys had a fast car last night, able to win on some home ground in front of a big home crowd cheering you on.
Absolutely. This is kind of my place. I talk about how much I love racing here, and our cars are really, really good here. And it seems like every time we kind of just fine tune and ran good with the 410 and obviously have a great 360 program. So just thanks to all you guys for coming. Want to give a big shout out to all my partners. You can see here on the car, we have RTR Diesel Performance, Shane DeWald Trucking, Champion Car Wash, Earth Environmental, FastFour Media. We also have Pit Stop USA, D-Ray Designs, Veenendahl Trucking, Landon Transport, Carson, Next Gen, Lafarge, and I think that covers most of them. So thanks, guys.
And next race for you guys. So you're taking the rest of the week off?
Yeah, we're off the rest of the week. We got to figure out kind of what we're doing next. We have some plans to do some traveling, so we just got to kind of see where equipment's at. Fun fact, this car is actually, this car has to get stripped to a bare frame. Yesterday when I crashed, I destroyed the right front. It looks like there's a huge dip in it, and it's all screwed up. So we just got to kind of patch to where it was safe enough to race tonight and not drive too bad. So I'm glad we got it done, and my crew never gave up on us. Like I said, last night I was the idiot, and tonight we were the hero.
All right, well, good job. Have a safe trip all the way back to Jacksonville.
Yes, thanks, guys.
All right.
Antioch Speedway on Saturday, July 1st, hosted the Sprint Car Challenge Tour. Shane Golovic out of Fremont in the Matt Wood Racing number 17W would pick up the win. Chase Johnson finished runner-up. Justin Sanders third. Justin Cox was fourth, and Tanner Carrick made it a pretty tough top 5 finishing order. Victory Lane audio is courtesy of Cali Dirt TV.
Here at Antioch Speedway, a track we haven't raced that a lot over the years, but a track you've had success at. Picked up a really big win here, your first World of Outlaw win a handful of years ago, but tonight, running second, a late race restart, able to pounce and grab the lead. Is that one of those things where running second kind of gave you that little bit of an advantage where you could see where he was doing time and time again?
Yeah, for sure. A lot of times in these races, it's really a really not a bad spot at all to be running second. In that case, it wasn't so much about that. A lot of times traffic comes into play, and it seemed like the lappers had eyes in the back of their heads. Every time we'd get close, they'd spin out and save themselves from going a lap down. So we didn't get a lot of traffic, but I knew a restart was going to have to be our only shot. And him taking so long to take off over here, it felt like that was going to be my only shot, and was able to make it work. So these guys gave me a great non-starter to drink. Matt Wood Racing, Southern Pacific Farms car, MV Drywall for coming on board every year. Can't thank all these guys enough. I'm just lucky to be able to drive this thing. I haven't been doing my job a whole lot this year. I haven't had a ton of wins, but it feels good to get one tonight. And kind of had to work for it a little bit. I love coming to Antioch. A little bit of sentimental value coming here with getting my first Outlaw win. So thank you guys all for coming out. Thanks Antioch Speedway for having us. And again, just thanks to these guys. They did a good job in this 105-degree heat. And thank you guys all for coming in that heat as well.
After the Antioch show, Justin Cox still on top of the Sprint Car Challenge Tour points. Dylan Bloomfield second. Caleb Montgomery third. Justin Sanders is fourth. Mitchell Facino is in position number 5. Their next race will be for the Summer Nationals on July 22nd. Silver Dollar Speedway in Chico, California. Marysville Raceway was also in action on July 1st, and Andy Forsberg out of Auburn would pick up the victory. His third win at the track in 2023. Is the only driver to win more than once at the quarter mile. Billy Wallace was second. Kenny Wanderstadt finished third. Brian McGann Jr., Koa Crane was the rest of the top 5 finishing order. Got a chance to phone up Andy and talk about his incredible runs at Marysville this year. Well, he's the big winner at Marysville on Saturday night, Andy Forsberg. Andy, there was such a diversity of different drivers winning in 2023 at Marysville this year, but you've definitely broken the mold as you're the only guy to win more than once there with 3 victories.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. All right, well, I'll take it.
Sure. I was watching the race on NorCal Speed, and your car was just dialed in and looked really, really fast.
Yeah, we got a pretty good package at Marysville, and he had the track really juiced up, and not a lot of cars showed up, so we kind of struggled to get the thing run in properly, and it was narrow. So they were kind of like just 25 laps, qualifying laps, really, but. It was a win regardless, so what the hell, we'll take it.
No doubt. It seemed like it took a bit to get to 200, and now you are, I'll just say it, racking up the wins.
Yeah. No, it was weird. We won 199 in late July of 22, and then everybody just assumed number 200 was right around the corner, and we didn't win the rest of the year, so... I always remember Mark Martin, I think he always said he enjoyed every win because you never know when it's going to be your last. So there was a little bit of me wondering, Jesus, am I ever going to get to 200? But and we did it. We got it done in early in the year at Placerville and clicked off another couple wins. And, the Sprint Car Challenge Tour race, the Mel Hall race, that was good. Me and Shane down to the wire by 0.06 of a second. And then we snuck over there last Saturday. They had the Sprint Car Challenge Tour at Antioch, and we just kind of I don't know. For me and my crew, Antioch's not the most enjoyable event. So we just chose to go to Marysville, and I know I caught some flack over it, but we just kind of wanted to do what was the funnest for us, and, Marysville was.
Well, and you've got a great group of people that work on your race car and help you with that operation, and you got a great group of sponsors that make sure that it's in operation every single week.
Yeah, I mean, so it does become kind of a group effort, and Pacific Hire Reynolds and Meridian Camera, Paul, he kind of like, you know what, let's just go to Marysville and just try to shake some stuff down. We've been kind of having some motor gremlins, and we just said, screw it, I don't really need to answer to anybody, right? So we just did what we wanted and what we thought was the best for the team on that particular night. And I've always enjoyed running MRPs. They always run typically the night before the 4th of July. So they do have a 4th of July show. So we're able to run at Marysville and then go somewhere else on the 4th. But for whatever reason this year, he just ran it on the 1st. And unfortunately, it was against the Antioch SCCT show. But, yeah, we've always enjoyed running the fireworks show at Marysville and have done well. And so we just kind of went with that attitude. And unfortunately, it was so hot. They had low car counts in all 3 divisions. And it definitely wasn't the barn burner night that Marysville typically has on their pre-4th of July race. So we made the best of it, and we won the deal, and we'd see what we do. So we ended up at Chico on the 4th, right? And, we ran 3rd there. So it's been a couple, good runs here recently.
Well, that's awesome. Any other sponsors you want to thank real fast?
There's a ton of people that help out, and Pacific Hire Reynolds and Meridian Camera, they're the ones with the real muscle right now. And Pit Stop USA's been with me since, I don't know, about 2011. So that's been good relationship with Ed Kokenhauer. And we got Redline back with us this year. Maria from FK Rod Ends, Western Featherlight and Sheridan. There's a ton of people that make this deal work. Highway Specialties in Chico. It's a small army, and the sport's it's so darn expensive, and it takes a lot of help. So, and not only financially, but a good race team and crew members that want to come over on a Wednesday or Thursday afternoon after you race on the 4th of July and start maintenance and washing and getting ready for the next Saturday. So it takes a lot of dedication. All these race teams have a long weekends and long weeks ahead of them to get through these dog days of summer. So lots of dedication with the sport of auto racing.
Brian McGann Jr. is still the point leader at Marysville, while Dawson Hamas rides in 2nd, Koa Crane 3rd, Carson Hamas 4th, Billy Wallace the top 5. They'll be back in action this Saturday, July 8th, for their next event. Silver Dollar Speedway was in action on Independence Day, Tuesday, July 4th, and Shane Golobic would keep his perfect record intact at Silver Dollar this year, as he is a perfect 3 for 3. Landon Brooks was the runner-up, Andy Forsberg 3rd, Caleb Henry 4th, and Drake Stanley was an impressive 5th. We got a chance to dial up Shane Golobic and talk about what it's been like with all this success at Chico and what they've been doing right in 2023. Well, Shane Golobic, you're Mr. Silver Dollar Speedway, or they should either call it Shane Golobic Speedway, because you guys have just got that place dialed in and a big win on Independence Day.
Yeah. Silver Dollar's definitely been good to us the last year or so, dating back to even last year. I think we've won like 5 out of the last 6 non-outlaw races there. So it's been good, and yeah, it was cool to get to race on the 4th of July. Huge crowd up there at Placerville, which is really, at Silver Dollar, which is really cool. Just pretty cool to be able to start 11th and get up to the front and get the job done and get a win and keep our streak alive there at Silver Dollar.
Yeah, and there was a bunch of different leaders. Andy Forsberg led for a little bit. Landon Brooks was out in front too, and then it just seemed like a combination with some of the stoppages and your ability to make passes got to the front.
Yeah, it was. Seemed like there definitely were quite a few yellows and reds there, kind of sprinkled in throughout the race. I didn't feel like I benefited much from them though. to be honest. I had a couple of restarts that went really, really well in my favor, and then another yellow would come out instantly and negate it. So had a couple, opportunities missed there, but then when we did go back green the next time, I felt like my car was just so good I was able to still pick my way through there, which is always good to feel like you have the fastest car on the track. So is what you strive for, and my guys definitely did a good job with it, and made my job a lot easier trying to get through the traffic. And to win a race in California nowadays from 11th is not easy, no matter who's there. So we were happy, and just can't thank my guys enough. They did a good job.
Awesome. And sponsors, supporters, you want to thank real fast?
Yeah, NOS Energy Drink, Lauren Albano, everybody over there at NOS, they're the ones who make this all possible, alongside Matt Wood and Deb Wood with Matt Wood Racing. I'm lucky to be able to drive this thing for sure. Everybody at Southern Pacific Farms is a huge help as well, and MV Drywall, and then a bunch of product sponsors that help get this thing, make sure we have all the right parts on it. So can't thank all those guys enough, and just really proud to be part of this team. And it's a pretty cool little family style race team that seems to get the job done most times. So let's hope to keep the momentum rolling and see what we can do.
Also in action on Independence Day was Placerville Speedway. Tony Gums would win his third victory of 2023 at Little Knoxville on the Hill, the Modesto, California racer, running for Mandy and Cody Gainey. Michael Facento finished second, Dylan Bloomfield was third, Chase Johnson fourth, and Justin Sanders wrapped up the top five. Victory Lane audio courtesy of Cali Dirt TV.
Let's catch up with tonight's winner, Tony Gomes. Tony, this year you and CNN Motorsports have been oh so good here. Some bad luck, but a lot of wins. Tonight, 25 laps, dominant up on the cushion. What is it about this place when it gets super slick with a super thick cushion?
Yeah, I used to be able to turn about 3 or 4 really good laps and go quick time and then go in the first corner of the heat race and ball it up. So it's something that you can't let get in your head, whether it's heavy or slick. That curb is pretty unforgiving, but we have a guy like Cody building his shocks. He's a PT Shocks. Hitman's our dream to drive, and it makes the job a little easier for me. So I want to thank the fans for packing the grandstands tonight. Freedom Fireworks. I came to this race tonight, and sorry to run on and tell a story, but I was running second in this race in 2018, and I feel old saying that, but I ended up throwing it away and driving off the racetrack after getting together with a lap car. And, I really had it. This race was circled on my calendar. I want to win this thing. As you guys can see, the 7C American flag number, that's, I think it's pretty cool to win that on 4th of July. So thank you guys for packing the stands. Thank you to my team, all of our sponsors, ANRAC, Sam Rhodes, Tidehurst Enterprise, Creason, Roseville Precision, Geeks Meats. Just thank you guys. This is a dream come true for me to win on 4th of July here at Pville.
All right, a dream come true indeed. We'll let him take some pictures. We'll let the team celebrate.
Michael Facino is still the point leader at Placerville in 360 standings. Tony Gomes is second. Shane Hopkins third. Ashlyn Rodriguez and Luke Hayes fourth and fifth. Their next race will be this Saturday, July 8th. Well, race fans, that's going to do it for Sprint Car News today. We hope you enjoyed it. Be sure and hit the like button or the subscribe button if you're watching or listening on YouTube. And if you're following on any of the podcast platforms, be sure and subscribe as well so it automatically downloads in your queue when you get a new episode. In the meantime, everybody have a great weekend, and we'll be back next week for a recap for more sprint car racing in the Western United States.